Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are firing back at the latest bullying claims that against the Duchess, calling them a calculated smear campaign. In a statement to ET, a spokesperson for the Sussexes says the couple denies that Meghan bullied royal aides, adding that it's no coincidence that, quote, the several-year-old accusations aimed at undermining the Duchess are being briefed to the British media shortly before she and the Duke are due to speak openly and honestly about their experience of recent years.
Denny, at this point, I'm invested. I don't think I've
Ooh,
ever been that
same.
invested in royal news before. But let's go
Right.
ahead and dig into what these allegations actually are. Okay, so on Tuesday, the Times reported allegations that Meghan bullied royal aides during her time at Kensington Palace. Sources told the outlet that the Duchess allegedly, quote, drove two personal assistants out of the household and was undermining the confidence of a third staff member. The complaint was reportedly made in October of 2018 by the Sussex communications secretary at the time, Jason Nauf. Now, according to the Times reporting, Nauf seemingly made the complaint in an effort to, quote, protect the staff, particularly young women who were allegedly on occasion, quote, bullied to the point of tears. One aide allegedly told a colleague that they couldn't stop shaking in anticipation of a confrontation with Meghan. Another staffer claimed that they had been personally, quote, humiliated by the Duchess, and another aide claimed that the treatment felt more like emotional cruelty and manipulation. Those are some pretty strong claims.
Absolutely. And that comes as no surprise that Prince Harry reportedly pleaded with the couple's communications secretary not to pursue the complaints. And according to the Times sources, senior people in the household, Buckingham Palace and Clarence House, were all aware of the situation. Now, as for why these claims are resurfacing now, sources tell the Times that they were concerned that nothing was done at the time to investigate the situation, and they wanted the public to have insight into their side of the story before Meghan and Harry's interview with Oprah, which airs on Sunday. There's no doubt we'll get a better idea of Meghan and Harry's perspective about life within the palace walls during this upcoming sit down. But here's how they're responding to the Times report in the meantime. For one, the couple's lawyers told the Times that the outlet is being, quote, used by the palace to peddle a
Mm.
wholly false narrative. And a spokesperson for the Sussexes also gave a statement to the Times revealing that Meghan is saddened by this latest attack on her character. Quote, particularly as someone who has been the target of bullying herself and is deeply committed to supporting those who have experienced pain and trauma. The statement goes on to explain that Meghan is determined to keep building compassion and striving to set a good example.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, we did hear from Buckingham Palace. They released their own statement on Wednesday addressing the Times reports and declaring that they do not and will not, quote, tolerate bullying or harassment in the workplace. They said, quote, we are clearly very concerned about allegations in the Times following claims made by former staff of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The palace adds that their HR team will look into the circumstances outlined in the article. And royal expert Katie Nichol just told us that she doesn't think there's any chance the palace is behind the Times report. Here's why.
Quite simply, no one comes out of this looking good. This is a very public airing of the royal family's dirty linen. I can only imagine that the Queen would be incredibly disappointed. This is not the sort of PR that she wants for her family. So I think it's incredibly unlikely that the palace is behind this. Clearly, there is a member of staff or a former member of staff who is disgruntled and who wants to have a different version of events put out there.
I think the one thing
Mm,
that I definitely agree with Katie with on there is that this doesn't make anyone look good. And a
yeah.
source close to the Duchess tells ET that the timing of these latest reports of bullying is obviously suspect. Adding that Meghan has gone through various situations herself, so she knows what it's like to feel bullied, and that is upsetting to her. Another source claims that people have been trying to peddle these stories ever since the beginning of Meghan and Harry's relationship. And a second source says that the Oprah interview is happening because Meghan and Harry want to finally have their say. And I think that's
Mm.
why there is so much attention and also anticipation building for this sit down with Oprah, because it is perhaps the first and last and only time we'll be hearing from the Duke and Duchess about what really went on behind those palace walls, but also how it impacted them and their decision to step away from the royals and move to California.
For sure. And on CBS this morning, Gayle King, who is Oprah's best friend, said that Oprah thinks that this is her best interview yet. So that says a lot. And she doesn't think it's just her performance, but the way that Harry and Meghan opened up. It's definitely going to be something to see on Sunday. I
I
can't
can't wait
wait.
to watch. I know I can't wait. Literally, I'm like, get my popcorn. I'm gonna be tuning in,
Right.
but I will also predict. Well, the last thing I want to add is, as much as I feel like we're gonna hear from Harry and Meghan, and it sounds like it's no holds bar, I also feel like they probably won't slam their family. They won't slam the
Yeah.
royal family. I think this will be probably focused more on the British tabloids, the media's treatment of Meghan,
Mm.
et cetera. You know, obviously this interview was taped before these latest bullying claims, but I think it'll be focused on that theme, which is how, essentially folks in the UK, especially the media, bullied Meghan. So we'll
Yeah.
tune in again. That's happening on Sunday night.